Every mechanic I know is bracing for a wave of misfueling calls starting May 1st. Not because the fuel is new, because the label is designed to make you think it isn't. Starting this summer, 88. That number is the octane rating. It tells you nothing about what's actually in the fuel. And that one missing piece of information is going to send a lot of people home with the wrong gas in their tank. And no idea until something starts breaking. That's not a hypothetical. That's what happens every time a fuel policy changes faster than consumer awareness catches up. The stations aren't required to explain the difference. The pump isn't going to stop you. That job falls to you. Here's what the pump isn't telling you. Regular gas, the stuff you've been using your entire driving life, is E10, 10% ethanol. E15 is 15%. That extra 5% is corn-derived alcohol, and it behaves differently in an engine than gasoline does. The EPA approved this blend for light-duty passenger vehicles from model year 2001 and newer. Most daily drivers qualify. But your daily driver is probably not the only engine you own. And this is exactly where the summer of 2026 starts getting expensive for people who aren't paying attention. The EPA's prohibited list for E15 is longer than most drivers realize. Motorcycles are banned. Boats and marine engines are banned. Lawnmowers, chainsaws, generators, pressure washers, any small off-road equipment are banned. Pre-2001 vehicles are banned. Heavy-duty trucks are banned. That prohibition doesn't disappear just because you grab the nozzle at a discount pump. The Unleaded 88 label at the station doesn't change based on what container you're filling. Grab E15 in a gas can to top off your generator, and you've done exactly what the federal government explicitly warns against, and your fuel system will tell you about it later. The reason these prohibitions exist is straightforward. Older engines and small engines were never built with the fuel system components or the computer management that allows modern vehicles to compensate for higher ethanol content. The materials used in rubber seals, fuel lines, and carburetor components in those engines react badly to ethanol concentrations above what they were designed for. That damage is cumulative. It doesn't announce itself immediately. It shows up weeks later, right when you need the equipment to work. Think about how people actually fill small equipment. You pull into a station, you grab the cheapest nozzle, you fill your car, and then you fill the gas can sitting in your trunk for the mower at home. If that cheapest nozzle happens to be Unleaded 88, you've just run E15 through equipment the EPA explicitly prohibits it from. Nobody stopped you. The pump didn't warn you. The label was there, but you weren't looking for it. This is the exact scenario playing out at stations across the country starting May 1st. And it's happening to people who consider themselves careful consumers. So why is this happening right now, in May 2026? The EPA issued this as an emergency waiver under the Clean Air Act, citing fuel supply disruption from the conflict in the Middle East and crude oil prices climbing above $100 per barrel. Gas prices have followed. The national average has climbed to nearly $4 per gallon. In California, it's sitting above $5.80. In Washington state, above $5.30. This is the 5th consecutive summer the EPA has used this emergency mechanism. The waiver runs through May 20th, that's the legal maximum, and officials have said they'll extend it if markets stay stressed. The point is, this isn't a permanent infrastructure change. Right now, only around 3,000 stations carry E15 out of roughly 145,000 retail fuel outlets in the country. Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan put it plainly. That's about 3% of pumps. Most of you won't even see it at your regular station. But the ones who do need to know what they're looking at before they reach for the cheaper nozzle. Here's how you actually identify it. Federal law requires a conspicuous warning label on every E15 dispenser, orange or yellow, stating clearly that this fuel is approved for model year 2001 and newer only. The label is on the dispenser, not the nozzle. At a busy pump, it's easy to miss. You're looking at your phone, the total is running, someone's waiting behind you. The tell is simpler than reading any label. The octane number on the display. Standard regular is 87. If you see 88, that's E15. One digit is the difference between the right call and a warranty conversation you don't want to have. Some stations use blender pumps, equipment that mixes ethanol and gasoline on site to hit a target blend. At those pumps, the ethanol content of what comes out depends entirely on which blend you select. That makes the octane number on the display the most reliable signal you have. Check it every time. And about that warranty conversation, Consumer Reports pulled the owner's manuals on a 2025 Ram 1500 and a 2025 Subaru Forester. Both listed 15% ethanol as the maximum approved blend, meaning E15 sits right at the ceiling the manufacturer will cover. If your manual specifies E10 as the cap, and you've been running E15 through the summer, you've handed the dealer a documented reason to deny a fuel system claim. That's not a technicality. That's the kind of paper trail that costs people real money when something goes wrong and the dealer pulls up the service history. Check your manual before you make this a habit, even in a vehicle that was built well after 2001. And if you're not sure where to find that information, look for the fuel filler door. Many vehicles list the approved ethanol blend right there on the label inside the door. Here's the part the pump is counting on you to skip. The Department of Energy's data is clear. Ethanol carries less energy per gallon than gasoline. E15 delivers roughly 1 to 2% less energy per gallon than E10. When you see E15 priced 10 to 25 cents cheaper per gallon, that efficiency gap narrows the real savings. On a 30-mile-per-gallon vehicle, it's still probably worth it. On a large displacement truck getting 16 miles per gallon. Run the numbers for your actual driving before you call it a win at the pump. The price at the pump is not the whole calculation. It never is. Cheaper per gallon and cheaper per mile are two different numbers, and the stations advertising E15 are only showing you one of them. The last thing mechanics want you to know before summer hits is phase separation. And this one matters most if you own anything that sits between uses. Ethanol absorbs water from the air. In a fuel tank that is not being cycled regularly, a boat, a lawnmower, or a stored generator, that ethanol pulls in moisture, and the water-ethanol mixture separates from the gasoline and settles at the bottom of the tank. That's the layer your engine pulls from first. In a small engine without computer management to compensate, the result is rough running, corrosion, and sometimes a unit that will not start at all after sitting for a few weeks. Boat mechanics see this every spring. An engine sat all winter with ethanol-blended fuel in the tank, moisture worked its way in, and now the owner is looking at a carburetor rebuild before the season even starts. And that bill does not come cheap. The frustrating part is that the damage happened months earlier with a fuel choice that felt like a deal at the time. If you are filling anything that will not be used continuously this summer, ethanol content is not a minor detail. The smart buyer version of all of this is one question. What else is in your garage? Your 2015 sedan running E15 at the right station, at the right price, is probably a fine call. Your outboard, your motorcycle, your generator, your chainsaw, those are the things that will tell you about this mistake slowly over the course of a season, right when you need them to work. Smart buyers don't just look at the price on the pump. They look at the full cost of the decision, fuel economy, equipment risk, warranty exposure, and they make the call with all of it in front of them. That's the difference between saving money at the pump and paying for it somewhere else. The pump is offering you a discount this summer. The deal is real for some of you. For others, the label is doing exactly what it was designed to do, look like something it isn't. Now you know the difference. And if someone you know has a boat, a motorcycle, or a garage full of small engines, they need to hear this before May 1st.